Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome back. It's been a hectic couple of weeks, but here we are. The vegetable garden's been producing beautifully, my spouse and I are finally getting our house together, and my Etsy store should be opening soon. Lots to be excited about in the Unwilling household. And now, let's get to the project. This project was part lifelong dream, part impulse. So impulsive, in fact, that it's not finished yet. More on that later. I've always been fascinated by ancient civilizations. When I was a kid, I read our copy of Delers' Greek myths quite literally to pieces. I read all the stories, history, and mythology that I could get my hands on. My older sister wrote her undergrad thesis on Greek vases, so I spent many of my visits in the ancient Greek wing of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. In 2011, I took my first and so far only trip overseas to visit a friend in London and killed my phone taking a zillion pictures of the British Museum's beautiful and problematic exhibits. What could this have to do with your costuming project, you might ask? Well, when I was originally planning my summer, I had planned to make a long-sleeved, fully lined medieval kirtle, and I live in the mid-Atlantic region. It's hot as hell here. So, at the height of July, I decided to give myself a whole new project that I had zero materials for. After giving myself a brief refresher course on how the ancient Greeks dressed, I bought some linen and some buttons, and got to work on making an Ionic Chiton. While the sleeveless look of the Doric chiton is probably better for the heat, I decided to go with the Ionic chiton because I like the look of the open button sleeves. A simple belt at the waist would complete the look. I prefer to call what I do lazy history bounding, in that I tend to rely on my past knowledge of art and history to guide me as I go rather than doing a ton of research. The beauty of the chiton, and the curse, but more on that later, is that it's a tube of fabric made from two pieces of fabric sewn together at the selvages, leaving about 12 inches of unsewn fabric for the opening of the sleeves. The ancient Greeks often fastened their Ionic chitons with metal buttons, typically with the face of Medusa. I was able to source the perfect buttons and a buckle for the girdle. Unfortunately, as of filming, they've only arrived today, so I made do with similar sized buttons and one of my belts. I attached the buttons to the front at 3 points: the shoulders, the crook of the elbow, and the wrist. That side was finished with a rolled hem. I don't know how the Greeks fastened their button loops, so I fastened mine by sandwiching them between the fabric and a facing. Historically accurate? Who knows, but it worked! And with that done, all that was left to do was fell down all the raw edges and hem. And now for the reveal. Well, that was awkward, but fun. I had a really great time with this project, and honestly, the hardest part was fitting it properly. With a little bit of fiddling and a little bit of futzing, it worked out in the end. And it's so comfortable, it's lightweight, the linen breathes, it's great. And now, I've got the buttons, and once I get them on the dress, I'll make a little get ready with me video. It'll look great. So, what do you think? Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I'm going to do one more small project and then I'll get right back to the curdle. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. I now understand how Rachel Maxey feels about the neighbors looking in her windows. I can't wait till we get a house. Alright, let's do this. So I can shut the windows. That'd be great. And a little bit of fit. Mara remembers how to speak Yiddish, take 2. Ha!